We are live.
Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Mobile Marketing Association Webinar Series 2020. Thank you all for being here with us today. Hope everyone's staying well and keeping safe wherever you are. Today's topic is how to build a winning case study for MMA Smarties Awards, and it'll be presented by our keynote speaker, Anthony Reza Prasetya, co-founder and CEO of GetCraft Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and the Philippines. My name is Shanti Tolani, and I am the country manager of Mobile Marketing Association Indonesia. I will be your host for today. And with me, I have three lovely ladies who are a part of the MMA APAC team. Monica Khurana, country head MMA India. And Tam Phan, we call her Jessica, country manager MMA Vietnam, Myanmar, and Cambodia. And we also have Namita Ved, head of business development, strategic alliances, MMA India. A very, very warm welcome to everyone here today, to all our speakers, our attendees on this webinar. Thank you for being here on behalf of the entire MMA APAC team. Before we begin, allow me to share with you a little bit about Mobile Marketing Association. We are a not-for-profit global association headquartered out of New York. Globally, we have around 800 plus members across 14 regional offices, 21 countries spaced out across US, Latin America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific. We are a neutral industry body that welcomes marketers, agencies, media, publishers, telcos, technology providers, device manufacturers, basically every part of the advertising and marketing ecosystem. So who are we and why are we here? What is our purpose? We truly believe that mobile is the next big thing, and it is the quickest way for chief marketers or brands to reach out to their consumers. And of course, with the COVID-19 situation, we have literally been placed in the center of this space. So primarily, we reach out to the chief marketers and we help them through this entire process. We are here, to help enhance and accelerate the transformation and innovation of marketing through mobile. Our initiatives stand under these four main important pillars, as you can see on your screen. And beneath these pillars are the activities that we work on all year through, such as the webinar series, impact forums, Smarties Awards, workshops, training sessions, certification programs, surveys, reports, research work, white papers, and the numerous case studies that we have compiled onto our website. On our website, we also have a lot of these other initiatives that are part of MMA. Some of them are work around, measurement, attribution, cognition, and some best practices around ad fraud, brand safety, etc. And many other initiatives that are done globally, but we, of course, try to localize them for our individual markets here in Asia Pacific. Our MMA theme is Shape the Future. And of course, we're doing our best to help get there along with the experts from the industry to bring about that change for all of us in the digital era and, stay ahead of the curve too. We're also trying to do our best for the industry during these tough times where COVID-19 has literally hit us all globally. And each one of us are doing our best by, taking individual and collective responsibility in making a difference within our space. So MMA has opened up a platform with all relevant information on COVID in the support hub. You can access this link, the link that's provided below. And yes, the hashtag is We Are In It Together because we truly are globally. And let's hope that with these tough times, we get over all of this soon, although we are seeing more easiness and flexibility in the lockdown concept, but we're still far from being free of the virus situation. So any information any of you need, you can visit this website. These are some of the additional areas where we at MMA are working on, and we collaborate very closely with our members and partners to work on, the different topics around these programs. So we will be happy to have you join MMA and collaborate with us on new and creative ideas as well. We at MMA have been conducting webinars at an APAC level since April this year, actually, and this will be an ongoing activity as our members and partners have realized the significance and importance of sharing thoughts, ideas, their activities, and key learnings, especially during these tough times across markets within Asia. For the upcoming webinars up until December this year, you may scan the barcode on your screen or visit the website mentioned below. The presentations of all our past webinars across markets are included in these as well. And even today's webinar content will be added onto this website for all of you to access later. So don't worry, you will have access to the content of this webinar as well. I won't go through this as much because most of you already, may be familiar with Zoom as a platform. So for all those who are new to this space, there's a chat section and there's a Q&A section. Please type in your questions in the Q&A section only. You may click the like or thumbs up button to support a question that has already been asked. And, the question with the maximum likes will be addressed first. Please do mention your name, your designation, company as well. Other than that, should you have any questions that you'd like to ask us even after the webinar, please do reach out to us on apac.awards@mmaglobal.com. With this, let me once again introduce you to our keynote speaker for today, Anthony Reza Prasetya, co-founder and CEO of GetCraft Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines. GetCraft is Southeast Asia's premium creative network with over 9,000 plus creators with whom companies and agencies can easily connect with the best publishers, artists, influencers, etc., to produce high quality content for their marketing needs effectively. MMA and GetCraft have actually successfully collaborated over the past couple of years, and we're extremely happy to have them with us today. With me once again, I have three lovely ladies who are part of, if you can all get on the video just to say hi, part of the MMA APAC team and have collectively put together this webinar for today. And for all other MMA APAC projects, especially this year with everything shifting online for all of us. So thank you, Monica Khurana, Country Head MMA India, Tam Phan, we call it Jessica, Country Manager MMA Vietnam, Myanmar, and Cambodia, and also Namita Ved, Head of Business Development, Strategic Alliances, MMA India. Namita and Jessica will be co-hosting this webinar with me today. We also have MMA APAC Managing Director, Mr. Rohit Dadwal with us, who has always been the supportive and positive force behind all of our events and activities, but he tends to avoid the limelight many a time. So if he's not on the video, we know why. Once again, my name is Shanti Zolani and I'm the Country Manager of MMA Indonesia and your host for today. With this, I shall now invite Namita to take on the Smarties program before we invite Anthony Reza a little later. Over to you, Namita. All the best.
Thank you, Shanti. All right, so I'm going to quickly take everybody through Smarties, just so that we all know why we're here as well. Warm welcome, everybody. Perfect. So what is Smarties? We're basically the only global mobile award platform that recognizes creativity and excellence from an award standpoint as well. As you see, we're present not only in North America, but every other region in terms of APAC, EMEA, and LATAM. Since we're talking about APAC, we are going to very specifically take you through the regions that we present at this point in time. We have India, Indonesia, Vietnam, China, and we're going to very soon be in Thailand as well. On your screen right now, what you see are the various categories that are present for your campaigns to be entered. If you do see the barcode on your screen on the right-hand side, please feel free to scan and go through each descriptor, each category in detail post our session, because that sort of gives you an idea as to what sort of campaigns can be entered. We have this year around 22 plus categories, which are live across different regions. You are also going to see that every region, whether it's India, Vietnam, Indonesia, etc., do have local categories to participate in as well to maintain the flavor of the region. So do feel free to even go through those. We do have 2 to 3 new categories. As you see, they are on your screen as well. What you now see here are the different regions which are showcasing the sort of categories that we've taken live this year. We have kept 4 large categories, which is marketing objective, media strategy, technology, and creative awards, in which there are different subcategories. Each region here shows a tick mark as to which category has taken them live. Remember, every campaign of yours can be submitted in multiple categories as well as across regions. So you do not need to worry about any sort of a limit in entering your campaigns. As far as it's suitable to the award description, feel free to submit your campaigns in multiple categories. We are extremely excited to showcase this slide over here. MMA globally has been very active and sensitive to the fact that we've been working very actively out of home since the entire lockdown and the COVID phase. We also want to take this opportunity to recognize campaigns and all the work that agencies, tech enablers, publishers, brands, etc., have activated and executed during this phase. Over here on your screen, you'd see 5 to 6 categories, which are talking about the different sort of campaigns that you can enter over here. Please do feel free to go through them in detail on our website, because you can then, in your leisure time, see them properly. We are very excited to roll this out because here's a very unique opportunity for agencies to not only recognize the sort of work done over here, but to take home pride as well. A few minutes on how the judging process of Smarties is done. This is a very unique process for Smarties itself. We have a bunch of pre-screeners who are gathered and curated in every region, whether you're a brand, agency, tech enabler, publisher, media brand, etc. Every region has around 35 to 50 pre-screeners. As they get the opportunity to pre-screen every entry that they get to see in their system with a unique login, you will see that every entry is basically minimum screened by 5 pre-screeners. Eventually, every entry gets a score, and we have an automated process to make sure that it has a total highest score to it as well. The highest scored entries then go to a jury which is selected in every region, but very carefully curated by the MMA team. You will see only and only marketeers leading this panel. We are very, very stringent about this process as well. Every Smarties website, whether it is APAC, Indonesia, Vietnam, India, you will see a very highly efficient marketer panel who will be leading this process for us. We are going to have a virtual process this year as well. The jury then sits through across 1 or 2 days, debates this bit, and decides who is going to be the gold, silver, or bronze. Every juror also ends up giving a video bite to justify the entire award process as well. Important to note down the eligibility of your campaigns because these are important FAQs as well. Your campaign should be active between Jan 2019 and July 2020, whether you're entering in the winning from home category or the other normal categories as well. The judging criteria, many of you do end up asking as to how much weightage should be giving in terms of making our videos and making our explainer, the written submissions. Here is a good percentage breakup. As you do see, business impact has the maximum percentage, but do not ignore how creative, how was your campaign executed, and what was the insight and the strategy behind it. So keeping this percentage breakup in mind, try to enter your submission, keeping in mind these pointers itself. Here are a few highlights of the industry awards. As you see, this is for the APAC region. An important thing to remember, the brand of the year and the marketer of the year is, of course, all of these categories are not something that you can enter. These are chosen, and a few of them are automated from a highest score perspective. Media agency of the year, creative agency of the year, publisher media company of the year is chosen, basis points as well as by the jury, and so is the brand of the year and marketer of the year. what you see on your screen were done across India, Vietnam, and Indonesia as well. It also shows the variety of brands, agencies, and tech enablers that MMA has been connected with. Here on your screen, you see an important, very important submission timeline and a deadline. 15 September it is, with a week more of extended deadline. If you have any queries as to how do you submit and what are the other questions to it, we have the entire MMA team over here. Feel free to ping and ask any more questions. I do see that a few of you have a few questions. Happy to take that before I introduce Reza, or we could do that even in the end. I will have to see the Q&A bar and do that bit. With this, I have completed the entire formal introduction to Smarties. I am happy to introduce Reza for this, who is going to take you through the entire process of how do you build more award-winning case studies for Smarties. Thank you. Reza, over to you.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope, like all of you are safe in the comfort of your home, or like maybe some of you have like started going to office, right? And like thank you for the MMA teams and like all the like lovely ladies here for inviting me to share about like building like a winning case study for awards, right? Especially for Smarties. So let's like move on to like the next slide. Okay, and I think like also reminding you again, if you have any questions as I'm presenting, feel free to ask it in the like Q&A box, and like we'll like run through it at the end of the sessions. Okay, so like let me start by I think reiterating again, like why like Smarties award is amazing. Right, like one, it's as I guess mentioned, is the highest achievements to honor innovations and business impacts. And using mobile marketing and technology, and open to all from brands, agencies, media, and technology providers as well. So I think like almost everyone can participate here. Contested at three different levels, from local, regional, and global, and also in like 22 categories, from like marketing objectives, media, tech, and creativity perspective as well. So we think that it's helped to strengthen your brand reputations, and for you to continuously raise the bar even higher when doing marketing campaigns, which both will help to grow your business. Okay. So, and I'll like move on to the next slide. So before we dive into like the guides and checklists and tips that I will share, I think like let's first preview this 3 winning case studies from this like 3 countries. With first is like the amazing story on how Meesho and Apple offers an opportunity for female entrepreneurs to break the social shackles and join the social commerce revolutions. Let's see the Meesho case study first.
Women leaders in India have contributed significantly to creating nation's growth story and have redefined entrepreneurship. However, a big chunk of population still lacks financial independence, as they are victims of social barriers and biases. Meesho, an Indian origin social commerce platform, aimed to empower the women of today. However, social commerce was a very new concept. Intense onboarding users was difficult. So Meesho joined hands with Apple to power the digital commerce revolution. Our research indicated that to enable this change, we need to connect women who are aspirational, progressive, focused, and ready to break social shackles. We built the first of its kind twin-fold user acquisition plan for Meesho that used the best of programmatic and network-based user acquisition. The management platform was used to reach out to relevant audience, millennial women aged between 25 to 45, residing in Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 cities in India, using smartphones and having affinity to start business online. For programmatic user acquisition, App Store intelligence such as ratings, reviews, category preference were further used to gauge users' preference. Programmatic acquisition platforms ensure zero machine-based actions, which means reaching to actual humans and not bots. By combining the power of DMP, App Store data, zero ad fraud, and network scale, Apple's platforms enabled women entrepreneurs across India to break the stereotype. Coming to the results. Well, the campaign was a huge hit, and Meesho very soon became a social revolution. More than 1 million users across age group and cities joined the entrepreneurial revolution. These new entrepreneurs contributed to more than 117% month-to-month growth in orders on Meesho. As more data flowed into the system, the data's precision in user acquisition improved, and orders per user increased by over 7 times during the campaign.
Acquiring the most relevant customers through their platform has helped us not only to lower down the cost per acquisition, but also has helped us in deriving better retention as well as engagement.
As the campaign spread, Facebook too joined hands empowering the change. The campaign enabled the women of our society to break stereotypes, be more aspirational, and accomplish more as a community.
And to grow my business. I feel very proud to get this one. Thank you so much for Meesho.
Meesho took me to next level in my life. This is my first award from my childhood.
When you power the change, it shows.
Okay, so let's move on to the next case study, which is an amazing story on how Gojek and Coca-Cola offers combo menu using data-driven targeting and increase transactions by 500%.
Nowadays, in the age of technology, convenience, speed, and simplicity are absolute necessities. And yes, there's an app for that. Meet Gojek, the super app, Indonesia's first unicorn startup. Gojek has become the largest on-demand service provider in Southeast Asia, as it makes life more convenient than ever with 20+ services, one of which is GoFood. Partnering up with more than 300,000 merchants in Indonesia, GoFood has filled millions of hungry tummies. However, GoFood data shows a large segment of consumers who mostly order food but don't order drinks. And this is an opportunity for ready-to-drink brands, including Coca-Cola. So, how did Gojek and Coca-Cola come together to change this behavior? Gojek enabled combo bundles of best-selling fast food menus with Coca-Cola and found the right moments to tap into. For instance, soccer games. Indonesians enjoy watching soccer matches while eating at home with their closest friends and family. During the league season, Coca-Cola and Gojek promoted combo packages as the perfect match companion through in-app advertising to high-quality potential buyers. How do we know who they are? Well, with a massive amount of consumers' digital footprint inside the Gojek app, it enabled us to build hyper-segmented audiences, specifically those with a high potential to be buyers of Coca-Cola. Targeting those hyper-segments, Coca-Cola's promotion banners are displayed strategically within the app home screen and GoFood's ordering page, the moment of not only intent, but of action. When consumers clicked these banners, it opened up a list of participating merchants sorted by the nearest distance from consumers' location, leading to a relevant and super convenient food ordering experience. Also, to make it even more convenient for these consumers, Gojek highlighted the Coca-Cola combo menu at the top of merchants' menu list, making it the consumer's easiest choice. In-app media mix formulated by Gojek Marketing Solutions leverage channels such as push notification and inbox messages to trigger more orders. The result? In just 2 months, this campaign contributed to more than 250,000 transactions of participating merchants and over 300,000 Coca-Cola combo bundles sold. Compared to the historical data from 2018, the average monthly transactions of Coca-Cola grew by 503%. Average monthly gross merchandise value increased by 514%, and as a result, the consumer acquisition cost for Coca-Cola decreased by 80%. Gojek and Coca-Cola are a perfect example of how data-driven technology company can connect well-loved and relevant brands with consumers at the moments that matter most to them.
All right, and let's move on to our third case study, which is this one is from Vietnam, on amazing story on how ZaloPay fan base increased by 120%, making it one of the most favored mobile payment platforms by the Vietnamese youth in 2019. That's see the case study.
No one ever says no to a little bit of lucky money. Traditionally, home bells could be very handy. With the booming of mobile payment, Lazy is slowly being modified. Last year, Tate, ZaloPay recorded more than 500,000 of Lazy transactions. This year, the challenge is to surpass last year's performance while continuing to acquire more new users. We also needed to sustain our campaign during 1 month with deep impacts and interactions. Introducing Hiao Chiu Dai, an AR Act live piggy bank that eats your reward points and explodes to give you a surprise gift by the end of the campaign. The campaign starts with the hunt of piggy, calling out the participation of millions of online users from online to offline. Through a series of outdoor and online ads, we invite users to catch Hiao Chiu Dai, the piggy hidden in the lovely graffiti designs at more than 30 Insta-worthy spots in the city. The bigger the pig, the better. When the time is up, users shake the phone to unveil more surprise gifts. By combining social with gamifications and unique creative device, we successfully surpassed last year's Tate by 400% on the number of transactions generated. The campaign earned enormous fan support and mentions. Our social fan base across Zalo and Facebook increased by 20% with new members, making this, by far, the most successful Tate campaign of ZaloPay.
Sorry, I unmuted myself. And as you can see, this case studies actually have one common commonalities, which is as a campaign alone, right? This campaigns shows great results, but questions is how then they able to craft the story of this campaign for word submissions and actually able to explain the campaign story well to the audience, right? So let's move on to the next slide. First off, let's do, sorry. Okay, let's do a quick poll here. When you submit your case study to Smarties Award, who is your actual target audience, right? So we'll give 30 seconds for everyone to answer the poll here. All right, so okay, let's close this and good. I think almost 50% actually get it right. Yes, the answer is the jury. Next slide, please. So tip number 1, right, is to actually tell your story to the jury members on how good you are. Yes, you did an amazing campaigns, right? But that does not guarantee that the jury member, in this case, as the main audience for your case study submissions, will understand your campaigns. You need to rewrite the story about the campaign. You need to craft it well, so the jury will consider you to proceed or even to win the campaigns. You also need to make sure that your case study video delivers the amazing story about your campaigns. And please remember, and this is a very important thing, that the jury members here, they they have the expertise, they are the experts. So therefore, you will need to tell the story in a language and manner that speaks directly to them, and not fall into the trap of using a consumer language and manner that the campaign was originally intended to. Next slide. And here, because the jury members are the ones to decide that you're the winner, but you can also help them make that decisions. So first, I think it's very important for you to put yourself in their shoe, right? You need to understand that this jury, they have to review hundreds of submissions. They need to review the story, like the videos, and then based on that, they need to make decisions. So like naturally, the least attractive might not get much of their attention, okay? So, and on the other hand, videos that are attractive, easy to digest, equipped with logical view and flow, and presented in like amazing story will certainly stay for the concert duration. So this is where you can actually help the jury members by help the jury members to make the decisions by providing them with high quality case study. Okay. Next slide. Okay. So here's like another poll. Which one of these most important elements when you develop a case study for Smarties Award? So I'll give you another 30 seconds to answer this. All right. Oh, okay. Fantastic. I think like all the audience seems are like well versed when it comes to like building a case study video. Good. So 64% actually got it right, like all the above, right? So like move on to the next slide. Yes, I think like most of you are correct, right? So like from my side, this is actually like the simple formula to help you like win awards, right? Building case studies. So like you kind of like need to understand this like 4 C's, which is concept, content, creative, and craft, right? Concept is the fundamental of your story or campaign. So this is basically your campaign idea. Content is the essence of your story, which is your campaign itself, like how it unfolds and so on. So this first 2 C's, right, concept and content, is your campaign that you like already ran. It's done, right? So and this initial key steps help you to choose and curate which one of your campaigns have what it takes to win awards. So like you ran like many campaigns, and based on this, then you like will like you will determine like which one that you will go for like award submissions, right? Because it's harder to actually like package a so-so story and results to be a good case study. And while the creative is the soul of your story, is the overall narrative of your case study, and the craft is the charm of your story, how you present the case study so it engages the audience, which like in this case like is the jury, right? So this 2 C's, creative and craft, is how you repackage the campaigns that you like already done, right, into a compelling case study. So think of the creative part as like the role of creative director, making sure that like that campaign have the right creative idea and angle, right? While the craft is the role of the art director or the video editor, like if you will, ensuring the narrative is compelling for the audience. Okay, so let's go kind of like deep dive into like each of the C's. So next slides, which is the first C, concept. So you need to ask yourself, does your campaigns like difference, better, and matter for the audience, right? The stronger your concept is, then the stronger like your story and like or your submission will be. So first is your concept difference compared to other competitors? Is your concept better compared to other similar campaigns? Is your concept matter for your consumers? So if you can have all yeses here, then you're good to go. Okay. And moving on to the second C, creative. So here you need to ensure that you have the main elements to have a good story, and you can arrange it in a very structured flow to showcase the like to showcase the challenges, the solutions, and the result very clearly. Okay. So like first is your I guess the challenge or like your challenge are specific enough to establish the brand relevance, be it achieving business objectives or doing like brand building efforts. is your solutions unique and innovative enough to answer the challenge? And lastly, is the result significant enough and can be put into like tangible numbers, right? So again, like here, the goal is basically to have to have all yeses, right? And this is then like where you then present kind of a like write up actually like your case study, show like challenge, solutions, and results very clearly. Okay, and let's move on to the next C's, which is the third, creative, right? So this is where you build your like the concept and the concept that you already have. You build it in a way that it like resonate with the jury. Okay, so you need to ensure that the creative are able to emphasize your campaign story and create that aha moment like to these experts, right? Here the checklist includes like 5 very important things, which is theme. So you need to ensure that you have the right theme to carry the story, like storytelling. You need to tell the story in the right order and manner, so it's like well understood, right, from start to finish. So like lining the challenge, solutions, and results like very clearly. Visuals, very important as well to help you explain the story. Sounds, like the right sound from like musics to VOs helps like to narrate the story better. And like lastly, very important as well is the attractions that will help the jury to stay until the end, from the like very first like until the end, because like you want to like engage them like throughout the video. Okay. So again, like here, goal is actually to have like all yeses, right? So to ensure that like this like creative approach is like right for your case study submissions. Okay, and moving on to the last C, which is craft. So this is basically the charm of your story. So how you bring all that concepts, contents, and creativity to life, right? And the key here is actually to find the right production partner, be it like internal in your team, in your agencies, or externally, kind of like outsource it. But then the checklist that you need to have to ensure that you have the right partner that you can that help you to bring that like craft alive is one, capable, right? Do they have the capability you need? Because I think like we need to understand as well, not all video creators can or have the expertise to build a case study video, right? So you like you need to understand their capability. Second, like credible. So like you need to know like have they done this before, and did they deliver it well, right? Because like you need to like know if they have like done this before, like what are the results, right? Third is commitments, right? Like do they have the commitment to like deliver it well? If you're working with internal team, it also can be challenging, because this project might not be their like priority. They might have like other things to do and so on and so forth, right? So like you need to make sure their commitments. And working with externals also has its own sets of challenges, from cost to ways of working to understanding your brands, your story, and so on and so forth. And lastly, reasonable, especially in like when it comes to cost and timelines, right? And like here, like sometimes like your CFO can be difficult in approving the budget to build a decent case study video. So some of you like might have experienced it. Hence, like the result that you're getting might be subpar from like what you're expecting, or sometimes like it approved in a very later date. So hence and you don't have like enough time to actually like create the work that you're expecting, right? And here, of course, like the more yeses, the more suitable your creative partner would be for you. Okay, move on to the next slide. So like to recap, right? The more yeses that you have on this checklist, from concept, content, creative, and crafts, the more yeses you have, the better the likelihood for you to submit a winning case study video. So if less than that, unfortunately, then it means that you need to rework rewrite and recraft again like all the elements to turn some of the no's like into yeses. Okay, and moving on again to the next slides. And okay, so we have like another poll. Like this is the last poll. So how long do you think a jury will decide your story is good to go? So I'll give you another 30 seconds for this. Okay, let's see the results. Oh, 30 seconds. Okay. All right. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the answer is actually in 5 seconds, right? So, so I think like this is then something that you kind of like really need to understand. Like, let's move on to the next slide. Like, unfortunately, not 45 seconds, not 30 seconds, but you need to steal the juror's attention in the first 5 seconds. It sounds easy, but it's actually quite hard. I think go back to like my very first point. What you need to remember here is that these juries, right, have hundreds of case study to review, and if you kind of like following like how the process is in MMA, like in SMARTIES world, right? First, like pre-screens, right? That the I like wasn't like in the like pre-screening team like last year, and I think like preview around like 100 case study, right? And yeah, I think like I'll and these are kind of the thing that you need to remember, that juries basically they will need to review hundreds of case study, right? So like naturally the one that is like entertaining like for them, right, like attractive for them, like they will like remember it better like versus the ones that is like less attractive. So something that you really need to remember, especially like on the executions. So like all the 4 C's, like especially the craft part and this first 5 seconds. If you do it well, it will then help you to first put you in the follow-up bucket. So they will like park it, and will help you to actually go to the next round, right? Like to be in the front of the jury, and so they can give you more likelihood for you to win. And it will also give something sticky in their heads, right? So they will remember your submissions, and also entertain the jury with good quality video, right? And overall, these 3 things will definitely help you to make decisions, okay? And like next slides. Like lastly, I think like finding a production partner can be tough. So there are like a lot of like production partners that you can like assign this work to. And this is kind of like talking about the like last C, which is the craft. So like pro tip here is actually to find one that has the expertise in creating a more explainer type of video, like actually, because like these are like the experts that can help you to explain a complex story, right, into something that is like easily digestible, like very informative, and like people can understand, okay, like these are the challenges, these are the solutions, and this is the like result that you're achieving, right, in a very easy manner. So yeah, I think that's kind of a like pro tip from my side. And yeah, I think like thank you. That's all from me, and I hope it's like helpful for you. And I give this back to the MMA team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reza. Thank you for your presentation. I hope this was helpful to all of you. I'd now like to hand over. Yeah, here I am. I'd like to hand over the control to Jessica to take on the Q&A from here on. Jessica,
thank you, Santi. Yeah, thank you, Santi. Thank you, the speaker. I think the presentation today bring a lot of useful information to all the audience. So we had more than 10 minutes for the Q&A. Actually, we also answered some questions from you already, and here we have some common questions that we have often received from the submitter. So I want to start the first question with Anthony. So Anthony, you have just done very good sharing about how we can make something different, standing out among other campaigns. And we have the questions about if we have the campaign in similar topic, for example, like the festival, something like COVID-19 or maybe Christmas. And what do you think? Any suggestion from you that could help us to stand out among in the similar team like that?
Okay. Like thank you for the questions. It's a very good one. Okay, so I think if we like if you remember, right, like on the creative part, right, there are 5 points: theme, storytelling, visual, sound, and like lastly is the attraction, right? So I think like of course for you that brands that operates in a similar category, like especially there's for example like similar like festivity like Christmas and so on and so forth, right? Like you might kind of fall into you know, like either like running quite similar campaigns, right? And with the similar like creative theme or like creative idea that you choose, right? But I think like at the end, right, there are still like other elements that like you can use to kind of like strengthen like your case study, right? So theme is actually like not the only one, right? It's like you like need to there are like other things that you can like leverage on like from the visuals or the like sounds, you know, like the music that you use, and you know, like the like attraction point as well. So like even if we kind of like look at the 3 case studies that we stream, you know, like at the beginning of the sessions, right? There are like cases like where they like video that like actually showing the like real shot footage, right? And I think like 2 of them kind of like did that, like while Gojek and Coca-Cola kind of like doing like straight up like whole animations, right? With a very kind of like really entertaining like storytelling, visual, and like very good VO as well, right? So I think like that's kind of like how you can like differentiate that as well. And like lastly, I think like you can even kind of like go back to the like your like initial C, like which is the like creative, right? Which is a challenge, solution, and result. Like here, I think like you need to like look at like what and like really focus on the like problem that you're solving, because I think like if you do your campaign right, you probably like will be solving like a unique problem for your consumers that your brand can actually solve. That's like what like will make it different. Whether the campaign theme like might be the same, but the problem that you're fixing can be like very different. And like of course, like when you curating your campaigns to be a case study submissions, it's important as well to actually like look around like what are there similar campaigns that is out there. So like when you choose the case study that you would like to champion, like campaign that you would like to champion, like you pick one that actually like really like true to your brand, that you think strong enough and have like all this like foresees component to actually like for you to be able to win the like campaign and like make it like quite different as well. Yeah, so I hope I like answered the question.
Great, thank you, Anthony. Okay, so we move to another question, and I want to invite Namita to answer this question. So, how important is the copywriting of the voiceover of the campaigns, and there also plays an important part of the whole thing?
Okay, I'd say, you know, your written submission as well as your video are equally important. What happens is that your video just has a little more of an added advantage when the screener or the jury is, you know, seeing them, because when you have some sort of a voiceover in your video, it just gives a little more deeper understanding to the entire, you know, when I'm just viewing the campaign, basically. I'm not concentrating on the write up below. I'm basically listening to the video as well as just, with attractive visuals also. I do feel that it has an added advantage, but we as MMA are not only saying that you should have a voiceover. We're just basically giving you tips as to what can help you to make your entry and your submission more attractive.
Okay, great. And one more question is about it as well. That's about the local campaign. This is mean the local languages. So I want to have a Santi for this question. So if we would like to submit a local language, the local campaign in a local language at a global level, so is it important to get it dubbed into English or subtitle are enough for us?
Well, I would say, when we have MMA presence in countries like India, Indonesia, Vietnam, for example, which have very, strong local languages that are part of our campaigns. Most of the time we do get to see a lot of campaigns submitted in our local language. I would say if it's a local submission, and if it's in a local language, the voiceover is in a local language, that's fine as long as there are English subtitles, because the jury, the panel, pre-screeners as well as the final jury members are of different ethnicities most of the time, not just locals. So yes, the English subtitle is, I think, definitely will help the campaign, will help the jury understand the campaign better. But if you are submitting the same campaign at an APAC level or a global level, I would say yes, then the voiceover should be translated, should be in English, should be done up in English, so that at least at an APAC and a global level, everybody at the jury level understands. But at a local level, you can still be okay with subtitles. Yeah.
Okay, great. Another question for Santi about the jury members. Okay, so what happens if the final jury members banter or debate over the campaign and they can't come up with the final result? So in which situation, what the process at MMA to come up with a conclusion?
Yeah, this is actually a very interesting question, and this is something for the audience also to know, that it's a tip from MMA that when you're submitting, say, 5 campaigns or 10 campaigns, just submit them in several categories that are relevant to your campaign. Study each subcategory and see, because what happens most of the time, we must understand that, it's a jury process, right? From like hundreds of campaigns that are judged by the pre-screeners, the final jury members, okay, go through the best campaigns, right? And they are usually experts of the industry. They're most of them are marketers, CXOs, president directors of these huge brands, right? So they are all very alert when they're seeing all these campaigns, the best campaigns being presented to them. There's a lot of, as you mentioned, banter, a discussion happening around different campaigns fitted into these, winning categories, right? Gold, silver, or bronze. So what happens is, many a times there's a difference of opinion on so many of these campaigns, and they pinpoint nitty-gritty details on the campaigns, right? So usually what happens is, if there is that kind of a banter or a discussion, and they're not able to somehow come up to a particular conclusion for a campaign and a category that they're winning or not winning, for example, or which award they're winning, then there's usually an internal voting system that takes place. And then they make a decision. But even then, let me tell you, and we've witnessed this in many markets along, the jury, the jury room, and I call it that space where all the jury members are having their discussion. There are some campaigns, there are some categories that the jury decides, no, these campaigns don't even fit in there, because they're experts from the industry, and they still feel like some of the campaigns don't match up even at a bronze level. So sometimes some of our subcategories don't even have campaigns that reach out there. So my only suggestion to all of you out there is, one, please read up on all the descriptions of all the subcategories. Make sure that each campaign is spread out across certain categories, because sometimes those campaigns can win awards in those other categories instead of the ones that are originally being thought of. So that's that from me.
Okay, great. Thank you, Santi. So I have another question that I received from a lot of audience here about how's important of the video for the campaign in the right turn of phone. So I want to have an Amita for these questions, please.
Okay, yes, I in fact do see quite a few panelists asking the same. We're not trying to say that video is a more higher version for the jury or the pre-screeners to decide whether you can be in the shortlist or the winners. I would say we sort of give equal importance to both. Video just has a very high advantage for your entry or for your submission because it basically gives the screener or the jury a quick understanding in around 90 seconds as to what your campaign is all about. We do have the written submissions as a support over there itself, whether it's on their screen or whether it's in the form of a printout, where they do read and understand more about your campaign. So written submission is a quick go-to for them to understand any missing element from your video as well, because you can't really grasp a lot, when you're just quickly even going through the video. So we'd give equal importance to both. Make sure that when you're packaging your video, it has covered all these 4 steps of insights, strategy, execution, and results. I hope that helps.
Okay, great. So we're talking more about the videos. I have a question to Anthony about when is the best time to prepare a campaign to be the case study for the Smarties? Because, I think we take a lot of time for the video, even though when the documentation is ready, how we can get it done. So Anthony, can you share a little bit about this?
Okay, sure. So I think ideally, right? I think usually the good creative director or ECDs will already have an eye, right? Before even they roll out the campaign, right? They will already know which campaigns that the brand will do that actually have a potential to be submitted to different awards, right? So hence it will give them kind of a more advantage to actually start having documentations of that campaign very early on, right? Start really tracking all the different results and so on and so forth, right? But unfortunately, this will also lead into, does by the end of the campaign, does that campaign achieve the results that it intends to, right? So yeah, if not, right, will that only be kind of a a campaign that is created for the sake of winning awards or not, right? So I think that should be a balance of both. And I think what I think I really appreciate about Smarties is that the business result actually have a higher weightage of 40% here, right? So I think yes, ideally if you have a campaign that you strongly believe that it will yield amazing results, have amazing story, is very unique, right? Do prepare in advance, getting the necessary documentation, so on and so forth, right? That's kind of the ideal way. But if not, if you then decided to only submit for an award after you see, okay, this campaign actually yield good results, that's okay as well. But then you just need to go to the whole 4 C's and make sure that all the requirements and details you can actually kind of provide. You might not have the all the documentations that you want to put it out there. Maybe you need to rely on more animations and so on and so forth. But I think still can make a good case study. But yeah, ideally you prepare kind of a very early in the process. Yeah.
Great, thank you, Anthony. And how about the last question for Monica? The Smartie can be a very good avenue to showcase and explore to the great campaign out there among the marketing community. And people want to understand more how MMA to make it right, is it popular among the agency and client, and to support them and to encourage them to submit more campaign every year. And they want to understand more about that. And Monica, can you share a little bit about that? Please.
Sure, I can. I think that's a good question, and we're really happy to sort of talk about it in a public forum like this. So the first piece here is MMA makes immense effort by ensuring that the board is extremely engaged when it comes to marquee initiatives like Smarties, and where the board themselves takes the lead in terms of encouraging the industry to participate, encouraging their own teams to sort of enter for Smarties and to showcase some of the curated work they've been doing. So we do involve the board extensively from a standpoint of enabling industry support. That's point one. Second is year on year, MMA has been releasing something called the Business Impact Index, which is also based on the performance of all the Smarties awards and the scores that each of those entries have got at the awards, and it is a way of making it an industry benchmark and a performance benchmark to recognize successful and curated work which agencies put in or which partners put in. So that's the second piece we do. The third piece, which we otherwise do it, sort of off and on, but this year we've taken absolutely to do it, is to work very closely with our partners, with our members, to ensure that they're able to support agencies so that they can enter their work and they can showcase the kind of hard work that they've been putting in, be it in the work from home phase or prior, because currently some of them have resource constraints. So we are also trying to enable partner support where it's possible, so that all that work which is being done and which is worth getting showcased is not missed out on. So these are some of the things we are doing. Over and above that, there is active outreach happening for Smarties across advertising and marketing, cohorts, to make sure that there is a larger and wider base that we're able to create for people to enter at the Smarties. So those are some of the efforts being made.
Great. Thank you, Monica. I think people understand more about the way MMA to encourage people and support the whole industry to build it. Vietnam also have a many years with Smarties. I think the whole community, they really get familiar with this. And I believe all of you up to today, you're having more insightful information, and we'll help you a lot in terms of building the case study of campaign this year. So can I have a slide back, please? Okay, and here is the QR code for the Smarties link for you to create a Smarties account before submitting any campaign this year. You just scan, and every on information is available on the MMA Corporate website. I believe you guys can find all the category, the feed, circle of things available there. So meantime, if you have any questions for this, just pop up MMA. We have the team across the countries, so we can support you immediately. Email, anything is convenient for you. And another thing is, I just mentioned a little bit about the member rate. If you are a member of MMA, do not forget to sit at you are a member, because you get a special rate for the member when you submit the campaigns. Okay, and please move to the next slide, please. And this, I just remind a little bit about the deadline for the Smarties this year. So here you see the awards night, the day when we celebrate the whole thing, after the whole year, with a lot of effort and building a campaign for the clients. So in India, you see MMA Impact and Smarties in October and November. Vietnam, we try to do the same day like every year we did. I'm not sure this year we can do, but that's the day for this year. In Indonesia, you can see November and December. So I hope you guys know those special days from MMA team, and we really look forward to your engagement for this year's Smarties. And one thing is, I mentioned about the jury process. So this year, depending on the COVID situation, right now we plan to everything the jury process online. So it means after we had all the pre-screener online testing, and then we have it more than a week for all the jury to test everything online and find out the winner. So that's the thing, a little bit different. However, if you depend on a little bit, for example, like Vietnam, I decided to do the offline after we have all the juries online. But if the situation is getting better, and then maybe we have one half day offline for all the jury gathered together and debate who's the winner. So we will online, we use the ballot, but right now the whole thing will be online. And I believe the section today bring a lot of useful information. I know that have some new agency, the new faces will join the SMARTIES this year. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to send to the MMA team. So time is up. Thank you all the speakers, especially for Anthony and on MMA team to make it happen. So with the best and look forward to your engagement in the future. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you to the audience. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.